Welcome back to Much Ado About Something. Well, it's the end of my no spend month. It's September 30th and it's the end of my no spend month. And I thought I'd check with you today and let you know how it all went. Well, I didn't have a completely no spend month because there was a lot going on this month. And I planned this no spend month on a spur of the moment. I thought, well, I've got to work one in before the holidays. And so I just chose September. Well, it turned out to be a little challenge in here and there for me to stick to the no spend month because, and I'll let you know why in just a minute. It's hard to find a no spend month. If I include birthdays, I can go ahead and shop the month before for the people's birthdays that I have to prepare for in the no spend month. But there are things that come up. But there's things that come up every year, and I should have been aware of them. But for some reason, when I was planning that no spend month, I did it without really thinking it through, without realizing what all was going on during that month that I needed to spend a little money on. Now, the first thing I spent money on was the Stock It September challenge that Lynn from Bucket List Homestead put on. And it was where you spend $10 a week and you stock your pantry with things that you can find for $10 each week. And at the end of the challenge, you would have spent $50 and your pantry would be the better for it. Your pantry would be the fuller for it. Well, I did do that. I spent those $10. I might have to go in here. It's hurting my arm to hold this up. Let me go ahead. I had to change views. I had to sit down for a minute, be able to hold my arm up. But I was talking about the Stock It September challenge. Now, I have a little YouTube budget that I'm able to spend a little bit of money a month for my YouTube channel. So I was taking that money from that, so that didn't really affect my no spend month. But the whole fact of it was that I did spend that $10 a week for that challenge. So that was an expense, it's something that I spent that month, and I like to keep track of that. Well, also, our thrift store, the thrift store that I love to go to, it was having its bag sale for the end of summer. Now, I have 6 grandchildren that I keep that come here, and I love to have clothes on hand for them. I like to have clean clothes for them in case they get dirty and they have to change their clothes. I like to have clothes on hand for them to just rough and tumble play in and not have to worry about them getting them dirty. I don't want them to get their school clothes and things dirty. And yes, their parents could bring those clothes and I could have them, but then it would just be an exchange of trying to keep up with them and where they're at. So I like to buy their little clothes and have them here. I like to have something here for all 6 of them in case they need to change their clothes. And then, of course, during the summer, we're swimming in the pool, so I like to pick up little swimsuits and things. And I like to do that at the end of the year. And what I do is I do exactly the same way that I did when I had my own children. I project their sizes. Like if they're in a 10-12 this year, they'll be in a 12-14 probably next season. And so I just buy one size bigger. I buy a head for them. Now, sometimes they don't grow as much and sometimes they grow more. And if that happens, then I just have to adjust for that. But by shopping that bag sale, and what that is you can fill a whole bag full of clothes for $5. And any clothes that's in the thrift store. And so I have 6 grandchildren. Now I usually buy 6 bags. I try to get 1 bag for each of them and fill that thing as full as I possibly can. Well, this year, I didn't find that much, so I bought 4 bags. And it was the no spend month, but I had to catch this bag sale. I could not let that opportunity that I take from my family, I couldn't let it get away and not make that expense. So I did end up spending $20 it ended up being $23 with some tax and a donation there that I made. So it was $23 that I spent in the no spend month to get those 4 bags of clothes. And that was one of those things that I had to decide Was it worth breaking the no spend month for? And it definitely was. It was for me. And so the next thing that I spent money on is Donald and I went to the farmer's market. You might have saw that video where we went to the farmer's market and we bought peaches and apples. Now that was the last of the peaches for the year. If I was going to get any fresh peaches, then I had to go ahead and get them. Then I had to go ahead and get them when we got the last of the harvest, the local harvest that's around here. Now we go to the local orchards that are about an hour away from our house, but we also go to the farmer's market, and it just so happens that one of the orchards that we shop at had a booth at the farmer's market, and they told us these are the last of the peaches, the last of the mountain peaches. And so we had to we bought that little peck of peaches from, when we were coming back from our getaway down there from the beach. We bought a little peck of southern peaches there, but I am from the mountains, and there is nothing to me like a mountain peach. So when she said this is the last off of our trees, Donald and I had to take advantage of that and go ahead and get some of those peaches. So we went down there expressly to look for peaches and apples, and we did that. We got some peaches and apples, and that's and it's good to know we didn't buy any tomatoes, but they had an abundance of tomatoes. If we had to can tomatoes, we could certainly buy them from farms down there at the farmer's market. But we didn't. We just bought peaches and apples. But that was an expenditure that we made during our no-spend month. So, but we waited out. We could not get those peaches. They were calling our name. We had to have them. We ate some fresh. We made a few dishes out of them. And of course, if you saw my video, how to make peach flavored tea, or how to add nutrients to your tea through using the peach peelings, that's something I dry out when I eat the fresh peach. I dry those peach peelings out and I add them to my teas during the winter. So I just had to get those peaches. So that was another expenditure. And there was just maybe a few here or there that I caught myself unconsciously spending, and I'm like, well, this is my no spend month, but it wasn't too much. I didn't go too much over. It wasn't like I didn't make any major expenses or anything, so it was pretty good. We had a pretty good month. Now I am going to take the time to stop and schedule on my calendar a no spend month that I think will fit into my lifestyle. When I made that September no spend month on the spur of the moment, I didn't once remember that that's the month the clearance bags, the $5 bags, are at the thrift store that we like to go to, which helps me meet the need for my grandchildren, helps make them happy. I have what I have on need, and keeps things out of the landfill. So I certainly am dedicated to buying used if I can. If I can and it works for me and it's a much better price, then I'm going to buy it secondhand. That's a budget-friendly, budget-conscious choice to do right there. And I will clean that up and use it and make it do for as long as I can. So that does not bother me a bit to buy secondhand. Not one bit. I have found things that are brand new and very worth it. I am not a reseller. I don't resell. But I do buy things secondhand so that I can make my budget stretch, so that I can make my dollar stretch further. But I'm trying not to do it during the month of September or my no spend month. So next year in 2024, probably my no spend month is going to be a different month. And that would be my advice to you, is if you're planning a no spend month, think about what you usually spend over the course of the year and what months you actually do that in. And try to plan that no spend month when you don't have as many challenges, when you don't have as much that you usually saves you money through the year. It's like Halloween's coming up. Donald and I will buy Halloween candy after Halloween. It's not expired. The expiration date on it's a good ways. And it does not bother us to go ahead and buy candy that's got Halloween on it, or buy candy that's got Christmas on it after Christmas. We're not particular like that. We're not as long as it's not expired and it's good and it's something the kids like, then we will buy that and put it in the candy box, and they don't care. They don't care what holiday paper is on that. Of course, don't ever mix your peppermint candy with your other candy, or everything will taste like peppermint. That's a tip there. So, but we do buy candy canes. We store them. The kids love to eat candy canes all year. That's just a sensible thing to do. It's the candy cane's still good. I mean, during the winter, they'll take the candy canes and we'll make a hot chocolate or something, and they'll put a little candy cane in there and use it as a stir stick. And we'll go ahead and eat candy canes for as long as they last after we buy them after Christmas. I'm finding it's a little harder to find the after the holiday sales as it used to be. I'm not sure if retailers are not ordering as much and they're trying to control the end of year excess, but it's harder to find the after holiday sales in my area. For me, it's harder to find those sales than it used to be. It's like they're not buying as much, so they don't have as much excess, and or maybe it's just they go ahead and take it off the shelf and throw it away because they can get a bigger write-off than to sell it at a discount to somebody. I'm not sure why it's getting harder, but we can still find some a few days after Christmas, so we'll go to those after Christmas sales and just try to stock up on things like that. That's one of the reasons I changed my I changed my no-spend month. It used to be in January. Every January I would have a no-spend month and do my best not to spend any money in January. Trying to give myself time to recover from the holidays and just step back from the whole consumer system, just to give myself a break from spending, and it helps me think about what I'm really spending my money on and why, and it just helps me get a better grip on my budget, and that's why I've always had a no-spend month. This year I didn't, for the year of 2023, I didn't plan as much as I normally do, but I will for 2024 plan better. I know it's not going to be in January or September, November or December. Those are, maybe December's not. Maybe in December we can plan to not spend. Maybe that would be a good month, because that's a very expensive month to buy anything. So maybe our no spend month will be in December. That's a front runner contender for the no spend month is the month of September. So I may plan it, but what I'm going to do this year is make a list of everything that I normally spend and what months I spend them in. Now I know that bag sale comes at the end of summer. They're getting rid of their summer things so they can move in the winter things. So I know that end of that $5 bag sale will come at the end of summer, and I know that the one for winter will come at the end of winter and right before spring. So I can go ahead and kind of put those on the radar of when I'll need to be going to the thrift store to get the $5 sales. That's something I do. It helps us out, makes my money go further, and keeps things out of the landfill. So it's something that I like to do. I'm committed to doing that. And the grandkids love the things that I get there. They love the clothes, so it's a good thing to do. I'll just have to really think about, put a lot of thought process into my no-spend month. Now, what we did really good on was we didn't go to convenience stores or just run and get things that we needed. That we thought we needed, like an ingredient for something, or we would just plan around that. We'd use a different ingredient or not make that recipe at all. So we did good. We didn't stop at a lot of convenience stores or anything like that. We were pretty much on target, with except the few exceptions that turned up for us that we knew we needed to spend on that would save us money in the long run. That's really what we spent money on. Those bags of clothes will save me money in the long run. Next year, I'm not having to go buy spring or summer clothes because I filled the bags up and I have them in totes waiting for the next year when the kids will need them. So that's a little tip and a little thing to share with you why I overspent there. But there were other little expenditures. I didn't keep track of every one, but I did find myself consciously somewhere going to buy something and think, oh, no, it's no spend month. It's not something I can do right now. So that's a good thing. Next year I hope to do better. And if this encourages you to have a no spend month, to help you reset your consumer mentality, to give you a break, give your budget a break, to step away from spending really gives your budget a break. That no spend month makes a difference. You'd be amazed at how much you spend in a month. No eating out, no spending, no spending for anything that's not necessary. Of course, we do pay all the bills and everything that's going to be due in that time of the month, doctor bills and things like that. You still pay your bills, but you just don't spend on anything else, anything excessive that you don't have to spend. So if you're interested in that, or if you do a no spend challenge, let me know down in the comments and let me know if it went good or not so good. Just let me know, and I'd appreciate hearing from you. Thank you for joining me today, and let me share with you my no spend month for 2023 and my hopes for doing better in 2024. I enjoyed sharing it with you. And like always, until next time.